Alright guys, want to do an update video today on my C5 Z06. A lot has changed since my last video if you've watched my channel. The car used to have a 5.7 LS6 block in it. It was a pistons and rod motor. So I ended up putting a YSI on it and kept turning it up. That motor would have lasted about a year. The only reason is because I told my engine builder, I was like, hey, I'm never going to turn this thing up over to 800. Then I moved down to Florida and all the cars got faster, so we ended up putting a YSI on it. And he's like, hey, you might want to be careful with that stock crank. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. Well, pulling on it with the Supercharger ended up eating the main bearings out of it. Drove home with like 2 pounds of oil pressure, but it wasn't knocking, so that was a good part of it. Well, update on this build is a 5.3 aluminum block, full BTR rotating assembly. We did everything. We did main studs, we did absolutely everything we could on this motor. The only reason I went with the 5.3, the block was already there, and the aluminum block 5.3 in the newer trucks or newer cars and stuff are a lot better than what they are back in the day from the LS6 block. So we're still running a Texas Speed boost cam. It's on a YSI Supercharger, 1200cc injectors. We're running the Mighty Mouse catch can. We still got to make a lot of changes. The car probably has 300 miles on this setup altogether. Still trying to figure out the breathing on this engine. It's a lot different from the LS6. But it's just good to have it back on the road. I'll fire it up for you guys.
Supercharged on it with the Nitto tire. This car still has a stock drivetrain from the axles to the rear end to the transmission is all stock. I've broken a couple of them, but we had to move, so I ended up throwing a stock one back in, and it's been lasting a while. So we're running C6 Z06 brakes all the way around on the car. So yeah, there's the catch can placement. We ended up doing a track spec motorsports vent. It was okay. I kind of cut my hood up for a Holly that I ended up changing my mind on because I didn't want to do the different throttle bodies and all that stuff. We're also using the A&A secondary drive. So the Supercharger is running on its own belt instead of running on the main drive belt because it was getting a lot of belt slip. We were losing a lot of boost. Last year it made 820 on 14 pounds. Now it's running about 18, 19 pounds. So I'm hoping anywhere between the 9 to 1,000 range. I'm not trying to get crazy with it. I'm trying to have a bunch of fun. Going from the V3 Ti Supercharger, the YSI takes so much longer to really come into boost. Like it's very linear. The old Supercharger used to just like right at 3,000 just light up the tires right away. This takes a while. But we'll go out and do some pulls and let you guys check it out. Alright guys, with the YSI, it just sounds so good. It sounds so much different than those V3 Ti blowers, but we'll get a pull here in second and third gear. It's pretty fun. I even drive traction off. We'll roll into it at about 50. I was about 100 mile an hour in Mexico. It's a really linear pull. If I do a second to third, it just lights the tires up, especially when it stays in boost. This thing is just awesome. I love the C5s with the blower setups on them. It's just a big change going from the smaller Supercharger to the big one. In good ways and bad ways. I think if I ever pull it back down more, because right now I'm on a 10% overdrive pulley on the bottom from Innovators West, and then I also have the 3.125 pulley. So it making about 18, 19, 20 pounds. It depends on the weather too, is when it makes better boost. But here in a second, I'll do another second gear pull and see what you guys think of that. And of course, like the Supercharger stuff never really messes with drivability. If you have a really good tuner, it usually does really well. Right now, the car is really on a base map. I need to get it on a dyno again and really get the tune dialed in. It's just hard to dial in, just changing numbers in a computer. Are you guys ready? there, we made about 17.5 pounds of boost. I pedaled it a little bit, just so it could hook a little bit when I grab third. Usually just keep sliding the tires up depending on, it's kind of sketchy sometimes. You do a roll and burnout, it's like 110. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. But today I just want to get an updated video going for you guys on this thing. It's been a long time. People keep telling me to make more videos on it, and so I wanted to make another video. We'll do one more pull for you guys, a little bit longer. We'll do a second, third, and fourth. There you guys go. I mean, them C606 brakes make a huge difference on this car. I mean, I had a couple fast C5s without the C606 brakes, and this is where it's at. So, next thing I got to do to this car is put an oil cooler on it. The oil temps do get hot after some pulls. I mean, I still got some quirks to work out of it, but I'll keep the videos coming for you guys if you guys want to see them.